Welcome to Dolphin Dive Daily, your go-to spot for everything Miami Dolphins. If you bleed aqua and orange, hit that subscribe button and join the pod. The Miami Dolphins have officially entered the urgent search for a replacement kicker, prompted by the unfortunate news that Jason Sanders is expected to miss 4 to 5 weeks due to a hip injury. In professional football, losing a starting kicker is a major disruption, as field goals and extra points are critical components in tight games. The Dolphins' front office moved swiftly, demonstrating their understanding that stability in the kicking game can directly impact their playoff hopes. This temporary vacancy has pushed the team to evaluate seasoned professionals who can seamlessly integrate into the squad. Miami's approach reflects the high stakes of the NFL, where injuries often force teams into quick decisions that could define a season. By reaching out to multiple veteran kickers, the Dolphins are signaling their intent to maintain competitive consistency and minimize any potential scoring deficits during Sanders' absence, a period that could prove pivotal in the early weeks of the campaign. Among the candidates brought in for workouts are Eddie Piñeiro, Riley Patterson, Zane Gonzalez, and Greg Joseph, all of whom have extensive experience in the NFL. Piñeiro's career has been marked by notable highs, including an 88.1% success rate on field goals, though recent seasons have been inconsistent. In 2023, he missed 7 kicks, 4 of which were field goals, followed by a 2024 campaign that mirrored this struggle with 6 missed attempts for being field goals. Despite these setbacks, Piñeiro's history demonstrates the potential to be a reliable option when in rhythm. The Panthers' decision to move on this offseason opened the door for Piñeiro to seek a new opportunity, and Miami has shown interest in tapping into his experience. Evaluating a kicker with a strong career percentage, even with recent struggles, reflects the Dolphins' willingness to balance past performance against current form, recognizing that a temporary solution may hinge on mental resilience as much as mechanical consistency. Riley Patterson, another contender, brings a unique background of versatility, having kicked for 5 teams across just 4 NFL seasons. His 85.1% career field goal rate highlights a reliable proficiency that has allowed him to adapt to multiple systems, an important quality for a team requiring immediate contributions. Patterson's ability to adjust quickly to new playbooks, coaching styles, and game day pressures makes him an intriguing candidate for Miami, particularly in a high-stakes environment where missed opportunities can define a season. The Dolphins are likely attracted not only to his statistical consistency, but also to his proven experience in transitioning between teams seamlessly. The dynamics of roster management in the NFL demand that replacements not only perform under pressure, but also integrate without disrupting team chemistry. Patterson's background suggests a capacity to meet these expectations, offering Miami a potential bridge during Sanders' recovery period while maintaining competitive kicking standards. Zane Gonzalez, meanwhile, has a record of intermittent success across 4 teams since 2017, maintaining an 80% career field goal rate. His most recent stint came with the Commanders, where he played 6 games in 2024 and successfully converted 5 out of 7 field goal attempts. While his track record indicates occasional struggles, Gonzalez's experience demonstrates that he can step in and contribute in short-term scenarios. For Miami, a kicker like Gonzalez could provide a situational answer, offering opportunities to assess form in practice and game context before committing long-term. Evaluating Gonzalez likely includes careful attention to his mental toughness and ability to perform under the spotlight, as kickers often face intense scrutiny during critical moments. The Dolphins' inclusion of Gonzalez in workouts signals an openness to both proven reliability and high-ceiling potential, weighing consistency against adaptability, which is crucial for a team aiming to minimize disruption during the absence of their primary kicker. Greg Joseph's profile adds another layer to the Dolphins' search, having played for 3 teams last season, participating in 8 games and converting 16 of 20 field goal attempts. His career average of 82.3% reflects solid proficiency, suggesting he can handle the rigors of a mid-season opportunity. Joseph's performance highlights the value of a kicker who can step in and contribute immediately without requiring extensive adjustment periods, a quality essential for a team facing a temporary void in scoring capability. Miami's evaluation of Joseph likely includes in-depth analysis of his situational accuracy, pressure handling, and kickoff abilities, as these are key elements for game day execution. The decision-making process for the Dolphins involves balancing past statistical success, adaptability, and confidence under pressure. Joseph's inclusion shows that Miami is exploring options with strong short-term impact potential while remaining cognizant of the mental and technical demands required for a successful stint in a high-pressure NFL environment. The Dolphins' proactive approach underscores the importance of contingency planning in professional football, where injuries can instantly alter a team's strategic landscape. Jason Sanders' absence not only removes a reliable scoring option but also impacts special teams dynamics, potentially influencing field position battles and game-time decision-making. By working out multiple kickers simultaneously, Miami ensures they are prepared for any scenario, emphasizing both performance metrics and psychological readiness. The team's selection process will likely consider not only historical field goal percentages, but also the ability to perform under the specific pressures of Hard Rock Stadium. These evaluations reflect a broader understanding of how even temporary positional gaps can ripple across offensive and defensive strategy. Miami's deliberate, methodical approach demonstrates an organizational commitment to maintaining competitive integrity, signaling that they are unwilling to compromise on execution despite the temporary setback caused by Sanders' injury. The nuances of kicker evaluation go beyond raw percentages, as consistency, leg strength, and clutch performance weigh heavily in decision-making. Each candidate brings distinct attributes. Pinheiro offers a historically high success rate with recent inconsistency. Patterson provides adaptability and experience across multiple systems. Gonzalez presents short-term reliability, and Joseph combines steady performance with immediate readiness. Miami's coaching staff will need to analyze mechanics, mental resilience, and game situation performance during workouts. The importance of a kicker extends beyond scoring. They influence strategic play calling, clock management, and field position. By investing in comprehensive evaluations, the Dolphins aim to mitigate risks associated with Sanders' temporary absence, ensuring that the selected kicker can seamlessly integrate. This multidimensional assessment process underscores the complexity of NFL roster management, where the right personnel choices can directly influence outcomes in closely contested games. The timing of Sanders' recovery also adds a strategic layer to the Dolphins' decision-making, as 4 to 5 weeks represent a significant window in the NFL calendar. During this period, every game carries heightened significance, with playoff positioning and divisional standings hanging in the balance. Selecting a reliable kicker is therefore not merely about filling a temporary gap. It's about ensuring the team remains competitive during a stretch that could define the season. Miami's approach reflects this understanding, as they evaluate candidates with proven ability to handle pressure, execute under variable conditions, and maintain composure in clutch moments. The organization is balancing immediate necessity with longer-term considerations, aware that even a single missed field goal during this period could have outsized implications for team morale and postseason prospects. This urgency amplifies the importance of meticulous evaluation and precise selection. Fan and media reactions add another dimension to the unfolding situation, as scrutiny often intensifies around kicking performance in high-profile games. The Dolphins' transparency in conducting workouts with multiple veterans signals a commitment to due diligence, but it also invites public discourse about the team's contingency planning and depth chart strategy. Fans may debate the merits of each candidate based on statistics, past performances, and perceived reliability under pressure. Media coverage, including Barry Jackson's reporting in the Miami Herald, amplifies these discussions, offering insight into the strategic thinking behind personnel moves. Miami must navigate this external attention while focusing on internal evaluations, ensuring that the decision is driven by performance criteria rather than narrative pressure. The intersection of fan expectations, media scrutiny, and operational necessity creates a dynamic environment for the Dolphins' front office during this critical period of roster adjustment. Ultimately, the Dolphins' efforts to find a temporary replacement kicker highlight the intricate balance between preparation, talent evaluation, and strategic foresight in professional football. The candidates' varied backgrounds provide multiple pathways, from immediate short-term solutions to potentially more sustainable options depending on performance. Miami's methodical approach reflects an understanding that even a temporary absence in a specialized position can influence outcomes across multiple dimensions of the game. By combining statistical analysis, experiential insight, and psychological assessment, the organization seeks to ensure that the replacement kicker can meet both technical and situational demands. This careful consideration underscores the professionalism required at the NFL level, where every roster move carries meaningful consequences, and the capacity to respond effectively to unexpected challenges often separates successful teams from their competitors. As the Dolphins continue workouts and assessments, the broader NFL landscape watches how the team adapts to this temporary disruption. The resolution of Sanders' absence, the performance of the evaluated veterans, and the integration of the selected kicker into game day operations will provide insight into Miami's operational efficiency and adaptability. This process illustrates the complexity of mid-season personnel adjustments and the strategic foresight required to maintain competitive viability. The Dolphins' choice will likely impact not only immediate scoring potential, but also special teams cohesion, play-calling flexibility, and overall team morale. By approaching this situation with diligence, multiple evaluations, and thoughtful analysis, Miami demonstrates a commitment to preserving performance standards despite adversity. The outcome will serve as a case study in NFL roster management, highlighting the intersection of talent evaluation, strategic timing, and organizational adaptability in the modern football era. Still with us? Then show some love. Hit that like button and let us know in the comments. What's your take on the Fins this week? The NFL world is buzzing with an absolute bombshell that could shake the very foundations of the league's tight end landscape. According to sources who prefer to remain anonymous, the Miami Dolphins have emerged victorious in a dramatic tug-of-war against the Las Vegas Raiders, securing one of the most coveted offensive weapons in recent memory, none other than tight end Travis Kelce. Rumors have been circulating for weeks about Kelce's potential move, but few expected the Dolphins to come out on top, given the Raiders' history with big-money, high-profile acquisitions. Insiders suggest that the Dolphins' front office executed a masterstroke, combining savvy negotiation, a compelling vision for Kelce's role in Miami's offensive scheme, and perhaps a few behind-the-scenes incentives that proved too enticing for Kelce to resist. The signing, still pending official confirmation, has already triggered heated discussions across social media platforms, sports radio shows, and locker rooms, making it one of the most talked-about stories in the NFL offseason. Sources close to the situation indicate that the Dolphins were extraordinarily aggressive in their pursuit of Kelce, deploying a combination of financial maneuvering and persuasive reasoning to tip the scales in their favor. The Raiders, long considered Kelce's primary suitors, reportedly made a strong initial offer, but were ultimately outmatched by Miami's willingness to promise him a pivotal role in the offensive hierarchy. Speculation has emerged that the Dolphins' offensive coordinator personally reached out to Kelce multiple times, painting a vision of a fast-paced, innovative system designed to maximize his unique skill set. In addition, rumors suggest that Miami's head coach, known for his charismatic leadership and strategic ingenuity, may have directly influenced Kelce's decision, presenting him with the opportunity to not only shine on the field, but also shape the team's identity. Analysts are already dissecting the potential ramifications of this signing, predicting seismic shifts in defensive game planning across the AFC. Insiders hint that the deal is far more than just a simple player acquisition. It represents a strategic statement by the Dolphins' front office that they intend to challenge for the AFC crown in the coming seasons. By bringing in Kelce, Miami may be signaling a shift toward an offense centered around tight end dominance, blending speed, precision, and versatility to create mismatches that defenses across the league will struggle to contain. The move is already being described in whispers as a game-changer for the Dolphins' play calling and red zone efficiency, with Kelce poised to become not only a primary target, but also a mentor for younger receivers and tight ends on the roster. Meanwhile, the Raiders' fanbase is reportedly experiencing shock and disbelief, as internal sources suggest the organization had long envisioned Kelce as the cornerstone of their next championship push, making Miami's triumph in this battle even more dramatic and headline-worthy. The financial details, while officially undisclosed, are rumored to include a multi-year contract with a combination of guaranteed money and performance-based incentives designed to reward Kelce for maintaining elite-level production. Some sources hint at the inclusion of unique clauses tailored to his personal preferences, such as flexibility in training schedules and input on offensive schemes, which reportedly swayed the tight end in favor of the Dolphins. Market analysts are already speculating that this contract could set a new benchmark for tight end salaries league-wide, forcing rival franchises to reconsider their approach to securing top-tier talent at the position. Meanwhile, fantasy football communities are erupting with excitement, as Kelce's move to Miami could dramatically alter projections, offering new opportunities for quarterbacks, wide receivers, and tight ends aligned with his future targets and red zone presence. From a strategic standpoint, Kelce's arrival could transform Miami's offensive identity in ways that extend far beyond traditional statistics. Rumor has it that the Dolphins are planning to utilize him in multiple formations, stretching defenses horizontally and vertically while providing the quarterback with a reliable security blanket in high-pressure situations. This could lead to innovative play calling that incorporates pre-snap motion, mismatched defensive alignments, and creative passing concepts designed to exploit Kelce's exceptional route running and hands. Observers speculate that Miami might even integrate him into a dual tight end set that keeps linebackers and safeties guessing, forcing opponents to dedicate disproportionate resources to a single matchup. Such an approach could redefine how teams view tight ends in modern NFL offenses, positioning Kelce not just as a playmaker, but as a symbol of tactical evolution. Rumors also suggest that Kelce's presence in Miami might have a domino effect on free agency and draft strategy. Sources hint that other high-profile players are now reconsidering their options, intrigued by the prospect of joining a team with both a rising offensive identity and a marquee tight end capable of influencing the flow of games. The Dolphins' management may leverage this momentum to attract complementary pieces, whether through trades, free agency, or the upcoming NFL draft, creating a ripple effect across the league that could alter the competitive balance in the AFC. Coaches, analysts, and insiders alike are reportedly tracking every development, trying to predict how this signing will reshape roster construction strategies in the months ahead. The narrative has become almost cinematic, a high-stakes chess match with Kelce as the centerpiece of Miami's master plan. Social media reaction has been intense and unrelenting, with Dolphins fans flooding platforms with excitement, memes, and speculation, while Raiders supporters express a mix of frustration, disbelief, and defiance. Sports journalists have jumped into the fray, reporting conflicting rumors about the final terms of the deal, Kelce's potential leadership role, and the team's future offensive philosophy. Some reports suggest that Kelce has already met with key players in the Dolphins' locker room, sparking whispers about instant chemistry and the potential for record-breaking offensive output. Analysts are dissecting every possible scenario, from how his presence could elevate the quarterback's performance to whether defensive coordinators will be forced to double-team him on nearly every play. The story has created a 24/7 news cycle around Miami, ensuring that the ripple effects of this signing will be felt for months, if not years. Veteran commentators have begun speculating on the cultural and psychological impact Kelce may have on the Dolphins' locker room. Rumors suggest that his leadership, charisma, and competitive fire could inspire teammates, instilling a newfound sense of confidence and ambition within a roster already brimming with talent. Some insiders hint that his influence could extend to shaping practice habits, team meetings, and even community engagement efforts, reinforcing his role as both a player and a mentor. Meanwhile, whispers abound that Kelce's arrival may provoke subtle internal rivalries, with younger players vying for his approval and older veterans recalibrating their status within the team hierarchy. Taken together, these dynamics could either ignite a period of unprecedented success or introduce new challenges, depending on how the Dolphins manage personalities, expectations, and the ever-present media spotlight surrounding such a monumental acquisition. Speculation about the Raiders' response has reached fever pitch, with rumors suggesting the team is now reconsidering other free agent targets to fill the void left by Kelce's departure. Analysts hint that the organization may pivot toward younger, less established tight ends, or invest heavily in wide receiver acquisitions to compensate for the sudden loss. Behind closed doors, sources report that tensions may be rising within the Raiders management as questions emerge about why they failed to secure Kelce despite being perceived as the frontrunners. The narrative has created an intriguing subplot within the league, with fans and commentators alike debating whether the Dolphins' triumph represents strategic brilliance, luck, or a combination of both. For now, all eyes remain on Miami, as the Dolphins' front office is widely expected to capitalize on the buzz surrounding their bold move. In terms of league-wide implications, the signing is already being called a potential paradigm shift for how elite tight ends are valued and utilized. Rumors suggest that teams across the NFL are now reevaluating how they structure offensive schemes, personnel priorities, and salary allocations, inspired by the Dolphins' audacious gamble. Fantasy football leagues, betting markets, and media outlets have all adjusted their projections, attempting to quantify the impact of Kelce's presence on scoring trends, red zone efficiency, and even playoff outcomes. Analysts predict that defensive coordinators will have to develop entirely new packages and strategies to counteract the Dolphins' potential offensive renaissance, creating a ripple effect that could resonate across the league for seasons to come. Every facet of football culture, from coaching boards to fan forums, is abuzz with speculation about the potential consequences of Kelce's move. The intrigue continues to build as insiders hint at behind-the-scenes negotiations, potential bonuses, and undisclosed incentives that may have swayed Kelce's decision. Rumors suggest the Dolphins leveraged relationships, past successes, and even personal appeals to convince him that Miami represents the ideal environment for the next chapter of his career. Fans are already imagining highlight reel catches, game-winning drives, and dominant playoff performances, while critics wonder whether the pressure of expectations may prove too high. Meanwhile, social media continues to amplify every whisper, creating a nearly cinematic buildup that mirrors the drama of a blockbuster film. As speculation reaches its peak, one thing is certain. The Dolphins' signing of Travis Kelce is more than just a headline. It's a seismic event in the NFL, one that will reverberate through the league for years, shaping narratives, strategies, and rivalries with every passing day. That's a wrap for today's dive. If you're loving the content, share it with a fellow Dolphins fan, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a splash. Fins up.